Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today, I am going to rank all of the palettes I tried in 2024. There's a lot. And this is only my fourth ranking video I've ever done because I'm really bad at it. But I finally figured out a way that I could do it and it would work for me, my own sanity. So that is what I'm doing. I counted how many palettes I had and then I forgot. So perhaps I can keep a running tally as we go, and at the end we'll figure it all out and all the things. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you're into all of these shenanigans. I do want to say there are definitely a couple of things in these piles that I didn't technically get in 2024, but I didn't use them until 2024. So yeah, if you're like, wait a minute, I know when you got that. That's why. Just didn't have a chance to use it before 2024. Okay. Also, I think worth mentioning is I have temporarily unearthed, discovered, made up something, a fourth category, and we're calling it No Way Hosby. I don't think it'll be necessary for many things, but there are a couple of things in this category worth mentioning, or worth putting in the No Way Hosby category. So let's go into all of these shenanigans now, starting with No Way Hosby. Okay. First up in the No Way Hosby category, we have the Sephora Color Shifter Strange Botanical Palette. I got this for my full face of Sephora products video that I did. It's not like horrendous, but it is not good. And I wasn't a fan. Knowing what is out there now for us to pick up, we should not be buying bad palettes, which is why I don't really have, or hadn't really thought to have, a bad palette category. Most of what we have is very, very, very good quality and is ranked on personal choice. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is not good. And I can say that confidently because I do have a palette in one of the other three categories that knocks this thing way out of the park, and it's the same idea. So Sephora needs to get their shiitake mushrooms together and figure out how to do eyeshadow. I did see they launched some new, I want to say quads. I thought about trying one at some point, and I may. Just no, not yet. Okay, the next three palettes I have are from a brand I've only purchased from once, and it was to support another creator who is bestest besties with my friend Erica Conger here on the YouTubes. And that is the Steph's Pure palette that she did with Saints, Angels, Sinners. I don't know what you know about Saints, Angels, Sinners. I knew a little bit, and then I learned more and more and more. And though I genuinely like Steph, and that palette was pretty darn awesome, I am putting it in the No Way Hosby category because I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to promote anything having to do with that brand. I was gifted this one, same brand, the Reckless palette. Wilma Fingerdew Review gave this to me, and I mean, I really, really like it. But again, not going to support. And that brings us to the Mad Witch Cosmetics Celestial Collective Chance palette. This was Steph's brand. She let hope carry her along and made some choices that didn't work out for her. So Mad Witch Cosmetics is owned by the same person who owns Saints, Angels, Sinners, and I can't support. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You know, you do what you want to with your monies, and that's fine. But I just wanted to let you know where I stand. So if you wondered why I didn't mention any of those palettes or don't mention them again, that's why. That's it. Okay, now, 3 more categories. We have I'm Not Mad, we have It's So Nice, and then we have Dude. So let's go with I'm Not Mad. And these are in absolutely no order whatsoever. I just collect them from their spots they live in over there and piled them on my desk. So first up, we have the Cosmic Beauty Cool Trolls palette. Totally drew a blank there for a second. This palette is absolutely beautiful. Nothing negative to say about it. It's beautiful. It is only in the I'm Not Mad category because, well, some things have to be. And I don't always know if cool tones actually look good on me. So, you know, those are the 2 factors. Something has to be, and I don't know. But the quality, definitely dude worthy. I mean, completely. But I'm ranking these palettes on a few criteria. I should have mentioned that. What am I talking about? So my personal preference, how I feel about the color stories, the formula. There's a lot of things that go into this, which is why I don't do it, because it's very, very hard. But I love Cosmic Beauty. I have every palette they've launched. I have both of the last 2 collections, as well as the Delicious Delights like collection they did with the highlighter. Love Cosmic Beauty. The formula is completely amazing. So it's only, like I said, these things have to be categorized somewhere. So this is not a heavy thing. I'm not going to yammer on about it anymore, just to say that, you know, this is for fun. And I don't know, all the cool kids are doing it, and I want to be cool too. Next up, we have Moira, Let's Get Carried Away. I got this to do a full face of Moira Cosmetics. This is a darn good palette, like really, really, really good. It's in the I'm Not Mad category because it's really good. There's nothing to be mad at. And, you know, all of the other reasons I previously stated. Something has to go here. Everything can't technically be dude worthy. Okay, next we have the Vampire Cosmetics, which is Phoenix Rising Cosmetics now. This is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer palette. This is a great little palette. It's not little, it's humongous. There are 3 pages. There's one of them. I have 2 videos, I think, with this. The first one is swatching it, I believe, and then I did a multiple looks video. So if you're wondering about it, definitely go check out my videos. I have playlists with all of these brands. Probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, so anything you're wondering about, you can totally find in my playlist section. Just click on it, scroll through. Hopefully you'll find something. Yeah, this whole palette was pretty darn good. There were 2 shades I wouldn't use, but other than that, it's really good. I really liked every shade. I think they did a fantastic job. If I didn't have a humongous collection, well, it's not humongous comparatively, but if I didn't have almost 200 palettes, I think this would definitely be something that I used a lot, I guess. I don't know, because it's great. It's a great little palette. Next up, we have the Romance palette from NBA Cosmetics and Pink Crush Cosmetics, maybe? And again, I'm not mad at it. Look at it. It's so cute. Really, really like this palette. The quality was lovely. The metallic-y shimmers are lovely. Nothing wrong with this palette. Next is the Beauty Bay Smoky palette. And this is only in the I'm not mad at it category because, well, I'm not mad at it. And it's a cool tone palette. So we go back to, do I actually look okay in cool tones or not? You know what I mean? That's it. It's the only reason. The shades are lovely. The shimmers and sparkles in here, so good. So good. And then we have the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette. And this is in the I'm not mad because it's a pastel palette with a few deeper shades. It's lovely. I like it a lot. It's such a nice palette, but it is predominantly pastel and something's gotta go and I'm not mad. Next, we have the Bella Beauté Bar Pastel Garden palette. And at the risk of repeating everything I just said, it's a pastel palette. And that's the only reason it's going in I'm not mad. Every shade that I've used has been beautiful. The shimmers are lovely. There's nothing wrong with this palette. I really like it. But it is a pastel palette. Therefore, it goes in the I'm not mad category. Next is a palette I just tried at the end of December. It's the Thunder palette from the No More Colored Rain Cosmetics. I did, surprisingly enough, a Blue Monday look with this, and it was great. So nice. It's a blue eyeshadow palette, so it's going in I'm not mad simply because it's basically one color. Next up, from Gloss Gods, we have these 2 little quads. This one is called Top, and it's very nice. I liked it. It's a quad, and this one is called 4. So pretty. So pretty. But tiny palettes aren't necessarily my idea of a good time. The quality is fantastic. 0 negative things to say about this. I just, you know, it's only for eyeshadows, and since that's not my most favoritist, it goes into I'm not mad. Okay, I'm going to lump all of these together simply because I can, and it saves some time. So we have the Colored Rain Neutral Chic palette. We have the Pretty Chic palette. And the Wealthy Chic. And the Sunset Chic. These are all stunning palettes. The formula, the color stories, like a spectacular palette collection. Love, love, love this. But they are 6-pan palettes and they are basically one color. So it has to go somewhere. So it's going in I'm Not Mad. Not even a little bit. These are so good. So good. Whew. If I were ranking a smaller selection of palettes, I definitely think I would have put these higher up because they are fantastic. They're only in the I'm Not Mad category because of the other participants. All right, and from Nomad, we have the Abu Dhabi eyeshadow palette, also going into I'm Not Mad. This is beautiful. I loved the look I got with this. Absolutely thought it was just gorgeous, but it is a 6-pan, pretty much one shade palette. So even though it is gorgeous, the quality, the formula, everything is spectacular, it's going in I'm Not Mad. And then we have Oslo, also from Nomad. Same 6-pan, so small, and pretty much one color. But the formula, again, absolutely fabulous. And the last palette for the I'm Not Mad category is the Nomad Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Again, something has to go somewhere. And this is, it's a green palette. I love that it's a green palette. And it has the blue and, you know, a couple of those like gold rusty shades. But overall, it's a green palette. And I love a green palette. I love green eyeshadow. I love this palette. But it has to go somewhere. And it's mostly a green palette. So I'm not mad because I love all of these. Okay, now let's move on to It's So Good. This category is just like, it's so good. It almost is dude worthy, but not everything can be dude worthy. So this is just like a tiny bit not, I don't know. It's all silly. It doesn't matter. Okay, first up, and again in no particular order, we have the Cosmic Beauty Undergrowth palette, which is definitely a green palette, so could have gone into I'm Not Mad, but it has a fair amount of neutral, warm, matte shimmer shades that are not green. It is very similar to the Ireland Wild Atlantic Way, but you know, just a little bit different. So it made it into the It's So Good category. And then we have the Unearthly Charmer palette, which I have not used nearly enough, but it's so good. I really, really like this palette a lot. Yeah, it's so good. I think it will make a very good companion palette, which is something I should definitely do more. Next, this is what I was talking about when I was referencing the Sephora, or I was talking about the Sephora palette. This was the one I was referencing. It's the Ulta Beauty Blushing Blooms. This palette surprised the living heck out of me. I could not get over how good this was. It shouldn't be, it doesn't look like it would be, but this is such a nice palette. I mean, not for somebody who has a really big collection like I do, but for just about anybody else, it's a great palette. It's perfectly lovely and wearable, and the quality is good. Nothing wrong with that palette. Hopefully Sephora took some pointers from Ulta because, ooh. Next we have the Sigma Corderosa palette. I'm pretty sure that was a this year's palette. Otherwise it wouldn't be in this pile. But this is so good. I was bullied into purchasing this by my favoriteest bully ever, Susan. She said that this was one of 2 that she would recommend, and it's so nice. I really like this. Again, I think, ooh, I should pair this with the Unearthly. That could be a good combo platter. I'm gonna set these 2 aside because I think that the Sigma is also a great companion palette. All right. See, it's so exciting. And neither one of these are new. I've had them. So exciting. Okay, next. It's so good. Or so nice. So nice? It's so nice. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Is the Annette's palette with Odin's Eye. This is so nice. I love the shades she chose. And I really like Annette. I think that she has some pretty serious qualifications when it comes to what she likes in an eyeshadow palette. And for her to approve this and not be lying through her teeth, it was worth picking up, and I do agree. It is a very, very nice palette. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Next up, we have the Blend Bunny Makina palette. This is, again, I haven't used it enough, but of the 2 Blend Bunny palettes, 2 Blend Bunny palettes I picked up this year, I don't know, this one just has a little something extra, different, maybe even odd, that I really, really like. And you know, it was a thing she did with her dad, which kind of got me in my feels because, you know, sometimes you get a good dad, and she apparently was very, very lucky. So, all right. Next in the It's So Nice is the Artitude Metamorph palette. I really like this palette a lot, like a lot. I need to figure out how to wear more eyeshadows or get more area to play on, something, because this is beautiful and I've not used it nearly enough. I will say the only thing I really don't love is that it came with the correct shade as a single, because there were some mistakes made, and that was the way she decided to correct it, which I think is fantastic. She put up a poll, like you could pick which way you thought it was better, and I said do whatever's easiest for you. As the brand owner, as the person who's putting in all the work, do what's best for you. You can take out the one that's in there and put in the other one. I just don't know how, and I haven't made the time to figure it out, which, you know, if it really bothered me, I would. So apparently I was lying just then. It doesn't really bother me. Maybe just like a tiny, but not enough where, you know, I wouldn't buy it because it's so good and I do like it and want to use it more. Okay, sheesh, man. Next, Gloss Gods, what's your power? Power wheels. This is beautiful. It's so pretty. I think I got this along with the other Gloss God palettes in the Gloss God Advent calendar last year. It's gorgeous. I know you can see like the leakage where it looks wet. It's just the oils or whatever that leak from the shimmer shade. I'm not fussed about it. Sure, it looks a bit skanky, but it doesn't change the eyeshadow, so I genuinely, honestly do not care. Okay, MBA, we have the Enchanted Garden palette. This is beautiful. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. very much like the one I put in the other category. This one's just a little bit deeper, maybe. Yeah, so this one made it into the It's So Nice. Now here's one that surprised me almost as much as the Ulta one. It's the NYX. I got this warm neutrals because I hadn't tried a NYX eyeshadow maybe ever, but definitely in a long time. So I picked this up and it is fantastic. Such a great palette. If you need a drugstore warm neutral palette that also can do a little cool as well, or or neutral or warm, it's great. Zero complaints for this palette. There are only 2 more in this category, and these might surprise you. Now let's remember, none of the categories except for that first one were bad. I mean, not mad is good, this is good, the next one is good, but we have the Nomad Cosmetics Chicago Speakeasy palette. This is beautiful and I love it so much, but there are other Nomad palettes I think I like a little bit more, at least today. In the mood that I'm in right now, with my hormones doing their hormonal thing on, a random day, it's just how I'm feeling. I could completely change my mind 5 minutes from now, 5 months from now, and rate these completely differently. This is just, again, for fun, in the moment, because we can. We can talk about eyeshadows and not be applying them to my face. Last in this category is another Nomad. This is the Keys Beachy and Peachy palette. And it is so nice. This is such a good palette. I love the color story. I love the shimmers. I love the mattes. I love that this is the only one they've ever done that I was able to guess the location. And it was based off information I gathered from watching The West Wing. So, I'm not sure what that says about me, but I'm definitely not one of the cool kids. I love this palette. It's so good. It's so good. I think perhaps, I don't know. We've got, what's today? Today is the 2nd when I'm filming this. It's not going to go up this week. It'll go up next week. But that means we have 363 days to play with palettes before my next ranking. But that's going to take into consideration new stuff too. Okay, last and most certainly not least, this is the dude category. This is the best of the best. This is the stuff that makes me go, that's so good. Like when I start whispering, things have gotten real. So first up, and again, in no particular order, just how they landed, we have the Cosmic Beauty Neutrals. Of the Cosmic Beauty palettes I have when I ranked them, this was my most favoritist. It is a fantastic palette. I love this palette so much. It's very neutral with little pops of knock your socks off goodness. Not even just like color, but like color, formula, shiftiness, or sparkly, or that is dude worthy for sure. The next two, sadly, I've only used once or twice, but straight out the gate, I knew they were going to be dude worthy. And that is the Cosmic Beauty 'Tis the Season. I mean, can you just? I really want to play with this so badly. I just need a little bit more time. Oh, it's stunning. You know, when something is like the whole package, every single thing, that's this palette, this pile. It's so good. And last from Cosmic is the Sinister palette. Gorge. It's amazing. The reds are phenomenal. They are so good. Really, really, really like them. I still have to find time to figure out how to use that little gel shade, because there has to be a way that I just don't know yet, and I'm going to learn somehow. Okay, next we have an Unearthly palette. This is the Sleepover palette. It's broken, like really, really, really broken. Here, you know what I'll do right now? I will take a little, I'll take a little video of it. I don't know what happened when I put it away. It wasn't like this. I don't know what happened, but I got it out to rank it, and this is what it looked like. I got this in 2024, obviously, since it's here. And it was basically, the sale was, it amounted to buy one, get one free. So I decided then and there that my best is best, you need one as well. I'm going to fix this because it's the shimmers that broke, and I can fix those. It's beautiful. It's got light, it's got dark. It is a dude-worthy palette. So much so that even with 2 broken shades, I'm going to fix it and keep it and use it, because I really do like that one. There aren't too many Unearthly palettes that I would put in a dude category, but that one, there's something about it I really like. Next we have Tina and Odin's Eye Earthwood palette. It's that green multi-chrome up in this corner over here. It's knock your socks off. It can go all over the lid. It can go on the inner corner. It just, in all the shades in here, it's just something about this palette that I really, really, really like. So yeah, definitely dude worthy. This palette haunted me. It was living rent-free in my heart for a while. It is the Artitude Cosmetics Man-Eater palette. I passed on this when it launched because I was like, oh, I'm sure I could probably have something similar and I don't need it. But when she launched Metamorph, she said she had stumbled across a couple more of these and they were available, just a couple. I snatched this up like my life depended on it, and I think I've only done a couple looks and maybe only one, I don't know, I can't remember, but I loved at least the one look I did with the oranges. I need to use this palette so much more. This is dude worthy, and I'm ashamed that I waited so long and nearly missed it because it is spectacular. Oh, this one was a gift, just like the one I didn't even mention it was a gift, from Fash Fab. She gifted me the Bella Beauté Bar Pastel Garden and this one, Dead Roses. And I mean, can you see why it's in dude worthy? Look at it, red and purple, one of my favorite combinations. It's got dark, it's got light, it's got multi-chromes. This shade down here I've used a couple of times. It scares the heck out of me because it's one of those chunky shades that you gotta be careful. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful palette. I love this. I need to use it more. And thankfully, some of these are like glaringly, obviously, for a specific time of year. So if nothing else, I can drag it out then and be like, Okay, we are getting down to it now. This is the Pat McGrath Holiday palette from this year. It is beautiful. I have not used it enough, but I am going to. I genuinely really like this palette a lot. And I'm sure you've deduced what the other palettes are by now, but the last three in the dude category are from Nomad. We have New Zealand Stargazing. I love this palette. I told Felicia I would like this shade and the end shade in a big pan for highlight. That would make my little heart so, so happy. This is fantastic. The quality is fantastic. The formula is fantastic. Everything about this palette is dude worthy. So flipping good. And then we have Polar Express. This is also dude worthy. The blues in here, holy moly. That white, oh, I cannot wait to use it. I already have in my mind what I'm doing with it next. I cannot wait. This is such a fantastic palette. It is so, so, so good. And the last one is obviously Fuji 5 Lakes. I'm actually wearing both of these palettes today. It was my first Copy Kitty video of 2025. This surprised the heck out of me. Mainly for this shade right here. Look how pigmented that is. I put that on my eye and it looked like that. I was so excited. Like, such a great eyeshadow color. This palette has depth, it's got shimmer, it's got light color, and it just, it's so, so, so pretty. Definitely dude worthy. So that is all of the palettes. I will put the number here somewhere of how many palettes I tried this year. And I still have to do my declutter videos, which I haven't even, I thought about thinking about them, but that's as far as I've gotten. So I should probably get serious about thinking about it. And then, you know, probably more serious about doing it. Anyway, keep in mind, this is just for fun. Like I said before, I could change my mind in 6 minutes or 6 months. This is just the way I'm feeling today. I love all of the palettes that I mentioned, except for the No Way hosbys. And even those, like, if they weren't, the formulas, nothing to complain about, except for the Sephora. Yeah, so it's just for fun.
These kind of birds can be very, very smart.
Yes.
Parrots or
parakeets. Yep. African parrots, African grays. You doing okay?
Yep.
Jackie plays
now.
Well.
The pouch too fast.
Yeah. It's got a pretty high fever. We're keeping track and pushing fluids and all the things you do. Also, you know, trying to steer clear without making him feel like he's, you know, got the plague. All right, I'm going to stop. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know what you have, thoughts on these palettes. Do you agree with my rankings or not? It's totally okay. We're just having fun here. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.